Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Wow. Wow, a 10 of Pentacles, beautiful energy. Very, very successful, very profitable, very rewarding. This is the picture of your best life. And this is the first card you got. So, of course, I have to ask, what is the picture of your best life? And how are we going to get there? Look at that. And that. Interesting with these court cards over here. I feel like we're getting some clarity, right? I feel like we're really starting to understand how we're going to get, I think this is a really big deal. Something major recently happened in your life. And I think now we're starting to see the way to get to our best life. I feel like the way is really becoming clear. I like this so much. Let's do the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card before I forget. And this is the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to select one random card here, Gemini. One random card. See what looks good. There we go. Little horse on top. Set it right there. We're not looking at that until the very end. And hopefully that card will, tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need of all this. Right? This looks really good. Let's take a look at it. The only major arcana card we have is here. This was the doorway. This was the portal. We've got some fire. We've got some water. We've got some air, not too much. And then we've got a lot of earth. I feel like we're doing it. I feel like everything in your life is going to start really taking off. Whatever this major arcana card. I guess we should start with this first, right? This is something that has either already happened or this has to happen first, right? There is a major decision that you've already made or that you are going to need to make in order for the rest of this to really happen. This is the decision to step into your future. This is the decision to accept this future, right? This card, this is the Eon card or the Judgment card. It's the rebirth, reawakening, a baptism by fire. It's a very important decision, a very definite and final decision about something before that's allowing you to walk through this door now to the future. Right? So it's kind of a turning point. This is saying you've got to shut the door on something else. You've got to open the door to all of this wonderful energy. Now, even the Queen of Pentacles at the end is showing this turning point. It's retrospection. It's introspection. It's a lot of clarity that we're gaining. This is understanding the past so that we can anticipate the future, so that we can turn this 5 to a 10, that we can kind of double our success. We make some moves now to get to our best life, right? Fives are all about movement. We make some moves, we get to our best life. First, we need that decision. This could be a decision to start following your bliss. Right? I don't really know exactly what this decision is going to be, or what this doorway is. Maybe this is an opportunity that's being presented to you. You've got the chance now to really do something wild, magnificent, right? Maybe a little scary. big time, leveling up, major breakthrough. But you've got to walk through that door. And once you do, the door shuts. Once you go through the portal's gone. Wormhole's closed, right? You can't really see it. This might be the opportunity for you to close the door on maybe a previous job, your employment, because there's this opportunity in front of you to be an artist, pursue your passion, right? And I wonder if that's what's going on because of this Nine of Cups up here. I love the Nine of Cups. It's one of my favorite pip cards, my favorite small cards. We're choosing, right? We're making the decision to shut the doorway on the past, to pursue our happiness, pursue our bliss, pursue our soul, our spirit, our creativity, right? This Nine of Cups, this is the satisfying, fulfilling work that you want to be doing. This is what you aspire to. This is what you're praying for, right? To be able to pursue a life that has this kind of significance, this kind of meaning, fulfilled on every level, abundant physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Every level of your being, every fiber of your being is ablaze with this spiritual light and love and passion. It's this feeling of holiness in everything that you do. This, I can't praise this card enough, right? And it's at the top of the path of the dove. So going through this doorway, making this definite decision, shutting the door on the past, is going to allow you to do this, right? It's also going to require you to do this, Five of Wands. It's going to require you to take responsibility for your consciousness, for your creative action. You have to make the decisions. Maybe this is you stepping away from your job to start your own business. It's kind of a scary thing, right? I'm reminded of, and you'll hate my references today, I'm reminded of Andy in The Office, right? He worked at the office. He wanted to be an actor or a singer, right? He wanted to make it in Hollywood. So he had to really burn the bridge to the office. He did something just terrible that he could never go back from, right? Never go and get his old job. He had to really burn that bridge so that he could pursue his passion, right? Really, the hilarious storyline in that season of The Office. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's one of my favorite shows, obviously. Right? Every reading has an Office reference in it somewhere. There's the idea here that now, if this is you starting a business, you're taking this chance on this new path. You've got to take the responsibility for it. You have to know that your decisions are what matter. No one else is driving the ship here. You don't work for somebody else now. This is all on you. So we have to have the creative vision. We have to be the artist, the business, the marketing. We have to be, the director. We have to be all of it. Right? It's rather competitive out in the world, right? If you're starting a business or something. Maybe we're taking a chance on a new kind of artistic path, right? Or maybe we're just shifting careers. Maybe you're going from the office to healthcare or to, law or something. I don't know what. Maybe you're starting a YouTube channel. Whatever it is, though, you're taking responsibility for it, and you know that this thing is going to live or die based on your choices. It's that heavy. This is a Five of Wands. This is a lot of change in the way you're interacting with this life. Yeah. This is competition. This is fight in every sense of the word, right? This is fighting against yourself when you just want to stay in bed. It's fighting against the discouragement, right? There's a lot of fire. This is the creative fire as well. We see the creative fire up here too in the Three of Wands. But to begin with, there needs to be this impulse, this initiation. We have to be the leader of ourselves. We have to fight. We have the water up here. We've got a real strong connection with what we're doing and why we're doing it. We've got the fire in us to do it, right? And this is the phrase where, someone has to light a fire underneath you to get you moving. Well, you're lighting that fire. You are that fire, and this is the movement. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Well, this doesn't seem very good. Why would I disrupt my life for a 5 of Pentacles? That seems silly. And yeah, that's something that we have to fight against. That kind of worry, that doubt, this idea like, oh God, I've made a mistake. Things are not just instantly going to be successful. It's going to take some work. There's going to be some lean years, perhaps, most likely. Most businesses fail in the first year. They don't start making a profit until like 5 years down the road or whatever it is. I don't know exactly. I still have a day job. We have to be prepared for this uncertainty. We're stepping out onto unstable ground, right? We're stepping out onto some thin ice, kind of, We have to be okay with that. We have to be at least somewhat comfortable on the thin ice. We have to know how to swim at least. Because the potential, what we are working to grow, what we are doing is we're taking that 5, our initial investment, we got 5, turning that into a 10. That's a pretty good return, okay? And that's the potential. The potential is your best life. What are we working toward? Our best life. This is the picture of wealth for you. Doesn't necessarily mean financial, doesn't necessarily mean money. It could. This card very much, in the literal sense, is money. They're coins, right? They're saying, yeah, you can earn as much money as you want here. I don't think that's all that matters to you. It's one thing that does matter, but there's so much more. This is the card of wealth. Wealth is not just money, right? It's whatever you value. And I think that is that's kind of a card that belongs over here, an idea that belongs over here. What is it that we value? What is it that we are really trying to do? There's a strong earth component in this reading, obviously. We have a lot of earth cards. So there is this need for financial stability. We do, of course, we want to take the uncertainty, the instability of life, and we want to create a lasting wealth, something to give to our kids or to our loved ones or to leave to our pets or whatever we do. But there's more to it than that, right? And that brings us to the 4 of Cups. Now, the 4 of Cups is kind of allowing us to think about what's really important to us. What do we really want? Maybe when we start seeing that, oh, this thing's going to start generating money, I'm starting to be successful, now I need to maybe start wondering, what do I really care about? What is really meaningful to me? What does my best life look like? This is the card that maybe isn't satisfied with just having a steady income. Now, I want something else. I want more than the 4. The 4 of Cups is good. It's stable. It's steady. We're feeling like this 5 of Pentacles now is stabilized into a 4 of Cups. We feel good about things. We feel like we're on, maybe this is solid ice rather than the thin ice, right? So with the 4 of Cups, we've reached a level of stability. We feel restful, at peace. Okay, we're good. But now, where do we go from here? Is it all about the money? Is there something else that I want to do? Do I want to start a charity? Do I want to volunteer? Right? What is it that's really going to help you get up here to fill these cups? We've got the 10 of Pentacles, but we still have the water energy. We still have a 9 of Cups. We're still striving for more fulfillment, more meaning, more significance. And that's where the idea of wealth and what does wealth mean to you? What is your picture of your best life? How do we start filling these cups, right? We want to fill the coffers, the treasure chest, the bank account, the wallet, right? But we want to fill our hearts too. So I think that this is really a good opportunity for you to do this, to do all of this, right? We couldn't do this if we were still back behind this door doing whatever it is that we've been doing. If we make this decision, we have all of this. I think it's becoming very clear what this means to you and what this means to you. What we want spiritually, emotionally, in our heart, what we want physically, financially, right, in the world. And we understand what it's going to take to get there. A lot of clarity. That moves us to the path of the serpent, the Prince of Swords. Prince of Swords is someone that is looking for clarity. I think this is the card that finds it, you know. A lot of air energy here. I think a lot of time for you to think, to contemplate, to wonder. You know, to do the work here of the path of the serpent. This is the card that begins that. We start to consider these things. I think very important is this fire energy. I think this is what it comes down to, the Three of Wands. Who are we? This is you. How do you relate to this? If this is the picture of your best life, right, the Ten of Pentacles, this is the picture of your best life. Where are you in this picture? How do you fit into that? Who are you? Right? In your core, what are you? Who are you? What do you believe in? Right? The Three of Wands is about virtue. And virtue is, I guess, I struggle with this about what virtue really is. But a working definition for me is doing what is right, doing what you feel and know is right, even when nobody's looking. Right? If you find a wallet, this is a typical example. If you find a wallet on a street, no one's going to see you take the cash out of it and put it in your pocket, right? And if that's your virtue, if that's who you are and what you believe is right, I'm not going to tell you that's wrong. If it's my wallet, I'm going to be rather disappointed that that's who you are. But fundamentally, I'm not going to disagree with you, though I will ask for my money back. I will be sorely disappointed. It's doing what you believe to be right in any situation, even when nobody can see you do it, when no one's going to know about it, right? It's not going and giving money to someone on the street while all your friends are watching and they can see kind of what a nice person you are. No, it's doing things that maybe people aren't going to really recognize you for. Right? People won't know that you do these things. But it's not just about charity. It's not just about giving things away. It's just about who you are who you are when you're alone. You know, that's what we're learning, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Who am I, and how do I fit into this picture of my best life? Maybe it is through charity and volunteering and doing these things to try to help others. You know, it could be. Maybe it's something more about your spirituality. Maybe you have this intense relationship with God, goddess, deity. Maybe it is more an artist. Maybe, I don't know, all sorts of things. It's who you are when nobody's watching, right? The discovery of that. It's not just I found myself, cool, I'm done. It's a process. Everything is in motion constantly. That's why it's a Three of Wands and not like a Two of Wands, or even the Ace is too general. The Three shows movement. It shows that we are constantly creating ourselves through every action, every decision, every choice we make, whether people are watching or not, is creating who we are. So we're the dynamic factor in this picture of our best life. Now it's a moving picture, right? So what I'm trying to say is that the picture of our best life might change because we are changing, we are growing, we are expanding. It's all a process. It's not a static image of anything. And that, I think, is becoming clear. The picture is becoming clear in the sense that we're understanding that it's constantly changing, right? So we're seeing it clearly, and now we can see that it's flowing. Everything is mixing together and kind of dancing together. So that brings us, of course, to the Prince of Discs. We have the Prince of Swords, Prince of Discs. Now we understand that it's a constant changing, constant moving, constant working, constant doing. It's time to take action. Right? It's time to start moving this 5 around. We want the 5. We always want there to be change and movement and growth. Right? This is just a static picture. This is a drawing that you might hang on your wall. But this is us actually living this life. And it's time for us to take action. Maybe that action is making this decision, taking advantage of this opportunity, going through this doorway. And here is that turning point. Here is that Queen of Pentacles. This card's becoming one of my favorite cards. It's retrospection. The figure's looking back over the world, over the path that they've taken, the road that they took to get right here, right now, in this moment. All the twists and turns, everything that you've ever been through, every decision that you've ever made, for right or wrong, every mistake, every triumph, everything. That brings us to this point now. And understanding that, the 3s are all about understanding. Understanding where we've been and how we got here will help us understand where we're going and how to get there. Because you don't know if this card is just looking at the past or if they're looking at the future. There's kind of both at once, right? So this is the moment now for us to make this decision. Again, I said it all begins with this decision. This is the major arcana card. This is the spiritual factor. It's up to you to decide what we're going to do. And maybe this decision's already been made, and now the way forward really is becoming clear. The way to wealth is becoming clear. We have to make this decision. Maybe this is still pending. Maybe you're in the middle of it. Maybe it's just getting started. Let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, little horse, for your assistance. I wanted to name the horse Mr. Ed, but then someone said that wasn't mystical or magical enough for the channel, but I don't know. I still like Mr. Ed. Need to be a little silly sometimes. Okay, mystery card. We already have the earth. We already have a little bit of fire. We've already got some water. Do we need more air energy? Maybe we need something to show the clarity of thought, the planning, maybe a 6. Maybe a 6 of swords. Or an ace of swords, I think. But let's take a look. No. Major arcana, the death energy. This is very, very cool when we think about this card being a doorway, this card being a definite final decision, right? There's no going back. We have the death card that shows that, first of all, the first thought comes to my mind is that death is not final. Nothing is final, right? But we were saying this doorway is final. They're saying you can't go back through the door. Well, the death card is talking about us taking these kind of irreversible decisions, right? Because this is, again, there's no going back through. It's irreversible. Taking the irreversible fact of life, right? There's no undead. That's why zombie movies are so popular, because it goes against our instinct for something to be undead. We can't reverse time. So we're moving forward constantly like the figure in the card. There's motion forward. It's slow, steady process. It's coming for death is not in a hurry, right? It's going to get to everyone. Don't worry. This is a way of us utilizing every experience, everything, every conscious moment as fertilizer for what's coming in the future. This, again, is one of those cards that it's kind of, these are all like turning point cards, you know? They're all showing the transition from past to future, right? Very significant moment for you, Gemini. This is that moment, you know, the Gemini symbol, the twins. This is the moment right in between the two. This is the space right between. The space between, one of my favorite songs, Dave Matthews Band. Anyway, so the death card, with nature, with this process of transformation of this, the death card is kind of the moment of stepping through the door. It's that infinite moment where the past is going away and the future is coming. Nothing is wasted. Nothing was for naught. Nothing is insignificant. Not a single one of our choices, not a single pebble on that road in the past is meaningless. Everything has its purpose. Everything is going into this soil that's going to grow this abundant future, this wealth. Nothing is wasted in nature. So this is, in some ways, this is the retrospection that appreciates all of those little pebbles, all of those bumps in the road, you know, the pebble in your shoe even. All of the flat tires, all of the, you know. It's all meaningful. This is that infinite moment kind of in between those phases. Interesting that we got this for the mystery card. I think you're going through some major transformation in your life right now. I really do. I think it is. I think it's wonderful. You know, the death card, yeah, this is maybe, it feels like a somber note, right? It feels like we're kind of leaving something behind. Well, we are. And I think the death card's here to remind us that, yes, we might be stepping away, moving forward in time from that, the previous, you know, whatever was before this doorway, if it's that job that you had or whatever. We might not be able to reverse time once we go through that doorway. It's okay to grieve that. It's okay to kind of miss that or to feel kind of a sorrow or a sadness. At the same time that we're feeling very overjoyed with the future, we can still be touched by what we're leaving behind. But that's the key to the death card. We're not leaving it behind. It's coming with us as part of our transformation. We can't reverse time, but we can take all of those experiences with us. You know, they're all becoming the fertilizer. Anyway, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any readings. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.